football stream, first football stream in 2026, and since I've really started streaming again. But this year has been so wild and so crazy that I was like, you know what? Especially with the Super Bowl here and coming in, I was like, this is probably the perfect moment to really kick things off. You feel me? Really start talking about football again as well. And one of the things I do want to talk about, I mean, bro, the Seahawks and Patriots are in the Super Bowl. Like, think about that. Before the season started, nobody was thinking the Seahawks was going to make it. No one even thought the Patriots was even going to win 10 games, right? And like a whole year can just – it's crazy how a whole year can just happen, right? Because now we have the Seahawks. They beat the 49ers. They even beat the Rams. The Patriots definitely got, some things going in their favor, right? But the Seahawks and Patriots are in the Super Bowl for the 2025-2026 season. It's one of the most unexpected things we've seen. A lot of people was thinking, maybe the Chiefs again, maybe the Eagles, right? The Eagles should have been, if I'm just going to be honest. Maybe it's the Bills' year, right? Maybe it's the Ravens. No one, I wonder what the betting odds for like the Seahawks and Patriots Super Bowl, what it was in the beginning of the year. I promise it's probably like plus 2,000. I'm not going to hold you because this is just, it's wild how everything is coming to fruition. And bro, there's just a lot of things to even get off my chest for the whole season in general. One thing I want to talk about is, and I hope this doesn't happen with the Patriots and Drake May, because I think Drake May is great. I think Drake May is a very promising quarterback in the league. But let's just be a spade. Like, the Patriots had a very easy schedule, 1. 2, their road to the Super Bowl, you feel me? It's like they beat a backup QB where if Bo Nix played, Broncos probably, I'm not going to lie, is, in the Super Bowl, if I'm going to be honest. And then CJ Stroud, it's crazy. CJ Stroud just forgot how to play football. So the Patriots had a favorable schedule. So my point is, even if Drake May wins, and even though that he made the Super Bowl, I don't want the same thing that happened with Joe Burrow happen with Drake May, of like now everyone's going to put him on a crazy level that he really shouldn't be on at the moment, right? Drake May is great. This is his breakout year. He's been phenomenal this year. I think he shows a lot of promise. But let's say if they win the Super Bowl or even them making the Super Bowl, I'm going to be honest, like, I'm looking more for the defense and more of the matchups that they've had in the postseason on why that is and why they're at where they're at right now. Now, Drake May does play a role in that. You can't take that away, but it's not like he was, carrying the whole entire load. You feel me? A lot of people do that. Whenever a team win or is successful, they want to say this guy made it all happen. And it's for different types of people. You feel me? And I'm afraid that same thing would happen with Drake May, but it's cool that the Seahawks come around, because with Sam Darnold being the quarterback on the Seahawks, if the Seahawks win, nobody's going to sit here and say Sam Darnold is the guy. Sam Darnold willed them over there. Sam Darnold did this. Sam Darnold did that. No, they're going to say the defense and the run game helped them out tremendously, and then they're going to be like JSN is a stud, right? So they pick and choose who they're going to give crazy amounts of credit for like a specific type of player. And Seahawks and Patriots is a good example of that, because if the Seahawks and the run they're going on, all of the talks is about how good the team is, not Sam Darnold. But for the Patriots, a lot of people are talking about, oh, Drake May's doing all of this. He should be MVP, yada, yada, yada. You feel me? Screw what everyone else is doing, right? And that's just weird and unfair, and that doesn't make sense to me, if I'm going to be honest, right? And Sam Darnold had a showing out party against the Rams. I'm not going to hold you. Like, I thought Matthew Stafford was about to win another ring, right? But, man, Sam Darnold's connection with JSN, Darnold played one of the best games he played all year, right? His connection with JSN, and then Cooper Kupp coming up in some big-time moments against his former team, that meant a lot to him without a doubt. But Darnold was just cooking, man. Them LA DBs was just getting destroyed. I mean, my goodness. So salute to Darnold and what he's been able to do. And then, even the Patriots' team and what they were been able to do. And it's just, I'm very excited for the Super Bowl, and I don't know how this is going to play out. Right, I probably think the Seahawks are going to win. I think they have an overall better team. But my goodness, you never know what's going to happen in the Super Bowl. It's always one game. You never know what's going to happen. And it's crazy because both of these teams in recent history, right, the Seahawks and the Patriots in recent history has gone through a very quick, like, rebuilding phase. Seahawks had to get rid of Geno. changing coaches. Patriots had to get rid of some of their players and change coaches. And both of these teams, through these drastic changes, are now in the Super Bowl in a very quick turnaround. You don't see that too often. So, man, it's amazing to see what's happening. One of the craziest things I'm looking at, though, here is, you know what's wild? Like, if the Seahawks win, you got to remember, Sam Darnold, let me check. Sam Darnold's draft class, because I'm pretty sure he was in the draft class with, like, Lamar, Josh Allen, even Baker Mayfield. Let me see. 2018, yes. So look at this, right? Sam Darnold, and I'm just going to look at quarterbacks because the 2018 draft class, people listen, the 2018 draft class is like one of the best draft class we've probably ever seen in history, right? I'm just going to run through some of the names for you, right? Baker Mayfield, Saquon Barkley, Sam Darnold, Denzel Ward, Bradley Chubb, Quentin Nelson, Josh Allen, Roquan Smith, my goodness, Minka Fitzpatrick, Vita Vea, Derwin James, Jair Alexander, DJ Moore, Calvin Ridley. It's Lamar Jackson. It's truly what Nick Chubb is truly one of the Cortland Sutton. Dang, I didn't even know Cortland Sutton was in that draft class. It's truly one of like the best draft classes like we've ever seen. And they just got studs and studs and studs in this draft class. Jesse Bates, bro, it's insane. It's truly insane. But I want to talk about 2018 draft class, mainly in the quarterbacks, because Sam Darnold was in a draft class with Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen. And Sam Darnold looks to be the guy who's going to win a ring first. And it's crazy because Darnold was going from team to team. Darnold, his career has been very unfortunate for him and his circumstances. Getting drafted to the Jets is always unfortunate for a majority of quarterbacks who's ever been there, right? And he's just, he's been reinventing himself through team to team. And lo and behold, his first year in Seattle, his first year going there, he had a breakout season on the Vikings. And now his first year in Seattle, he gets that paycheck. He's in a position to win a Super Bowl. And if he wins a ring, he's winning a ring before Josh and Lamar and Baker. Bro, the story is beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful story for him. So I'm rooting for him, bro. I think Drake may have some more opportunities, but I'm rooting for Darnold to win this year. I want to see him win a ring, and I just, I like the underdogs. I like the guys. I like the comeback stories, man. I like to see what they can do, right? What's good, Takeo? Salute to you, man. Go ahead. Darnold's first two seasons weren't that bad numbers-wise. Had a mid year and 2-3 span before going to Minnesota. These last 2 years have been great for him. Yeah, Darnold, I say all the time, whenever a quarterback goes to the Jets, I have so much grace. I have so much grace whenever I see a quarterback on the Jets because the Jets, time and time again, they just ruin quarterbacks. They ruin quarterbacks. They don't know how to build a good, talented quarterback. They don't even know how to draft good quarterbacks a lot of the times. Darnold was a guy that had promise, but they ruined him. They ruined him, couldn't protect him. That man was seeing ghosts out there, bro. Literal ghost out there. So Darnold, like, it's just the Jets franchise and quarterbacks that go in the Jets franchise, I have tons of grace for. I don't care who they are because in my lifetime, I've never truly seen a quarterback really pan out on the Jets. It's the Jets and even the Bears. Now, the Bears are kind of changing that with Caleb Williams. We see how that's going. But right now, the Jets is on the top of the list of, like, they're a quarterback killing franchise, honestly. Quarterback killing franchise. I feel bad for any team or any quarterback that goes there. Any quarterback that goes there, you just got to give them a bunch of grace because they are on some bull crap. Honestly, they don't know what they're doing, sadly. So, I mean, that's why they're going through the rebuilding phase of what they're going through right now. And the Patriots, listen, to go back to Drake May, right? The Patriots and Drake May and what they have, this is a promising future. They have a great amount of young fans. Not a young talent. I'm sorry. Young talent. Travion Henderson, I think, is great. You got Drake May, and then Mike Vrabel in his first year. This is a promising crew, but I'm worried because I think we may see another potential Patriots dynasty over here with the New England Patriots and with Drake May because this is a lot of good talent around this crew, and it's going to be very hard for them to lose a lot of that over the years, man. So, bro, be prepared for the Patriots to keep, competing on this level, bro. This may be Tom Brady 2.0 with Drake May, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Now, again, he's not gonna be the GOAT. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he will be the GOAT. But in terms of keeping the Patriots organization competitive for the next coming seasons, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think they are going to. And it's great to see. It's great to see. I love Tom Brady and even the Patriots. I like the Patriots. I'm not gonna lie. Now I'm an Eagles fan, and so beating them was amazing. But you feel me? Like I do appreciate the Patriots organization and what they've been able to achieve. So I appreciate greatness. I just do. Now the MVP talks between Drake May and Matthew Stafford. I want to get this off my chest. To me, there is no argument for Drake May winning the MVP over Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford has the better stats, the better numbers, more touchdowns, I think just as much interceptions, if not less. And he's just been a stud this whole entire year. Now, Drake May has been consistent, right? The whole year. He's been consistently good the whole year. That's what Drake May has done. But Matthew Stafford has shown time throughout the whole season, far more times of just being excellent, being amazing, being like a guy, right? He has more games of that under his belt throughout the season. And he was not only doing that with Puka and Adams. People forget this, but there were times where Puka got hurt, so it's just Stafford and Adams, or Adams got hurt, so it's just Stafford and Puka. But despite that, Stafford was still able to maintain the quarterback play that he was doing for the whole season, with and without that duo being there. That's a testament to him and his MVP case, his sustainability with or without that two-headed monster. And that's something that Drake May just can't attest to the same level. And then let's remember this. The Patriots did have an easier schedule than Matthew Stafford. So Matthew Stafford and his consistency and his excellence, higher quarterback play, better numbers. I mean, I just don't see an argument for Drake May being over him in the MVP. Now, I think Matthew Stafford is going to win MVP because if Drake May is on the Offensive Player of the Year list, I'm not going to lie. If a quarterback's on the Offensive Player of the Year list, and then the other guy who's running for MVP, who's a runner, who's literally in the same conversations for MVP, they're not on that same list, guess what? The MVP is going to the guy who's not on the Offensive Player of the Year list. That's exactly what's going to happen. So Stafford's winning MVP. And I don't think anyone should be mad about him winning any MVP. Now, some of the reasons that other players, like I heard Tom Brady say that, Stafford's getting old, so Drake May could compete for more, so you got to give it to Stafford. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that reasoning. That makes no sense to me. At the end of the day, if you play better than somebody in the year, it doesn't matter what happened before or what's going to happen after. It matters what happened now. If they play better now, is what it is. You give that MVP to the better player. They did the same thing with Lamar and Josh last year, which got me tight. They see how Lamar was winning MVPs. He got more MVPs than Josh Allen. So honestly, last year, if we're going to be honest, was a bit of a pity MVP. Not to say that Josh Allen wasn't playing amazing, because he was, but Lamar Jackson, you just cannot deny that Lamar Jackson just had a better season overall as Josh Allen. Like Lamar had his best numbers ever that he's ever had, but he didn't win the MVP that year. That makes no sense. It doesn't matter what's going on. It doesn't matter to the politics of it. It doesn't matter to the situation of it. At the end of the day, if someone had a better year than somebody, that means absolutely nothing. I mean, if someone had a better season than somebody, that's what matters most. Everything else means absolutely nothing. All the other antics and the situations behind it, that means absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. Lamar should have won it last year. Same way how Matthew should win it this year. That just doesn't make sense to me. So it was a bit of a pity MVP for Josh Allen. I'm going to be honest, because he just didn't have anyone under his belt the same way that Lamar had. It's sad. Like, voters fatigue is crazy. Like, voters fatigue, got to stop. I don't enjoy it. I don't like it. I think it's wrong. So it's a shame. It's truly a shame to where, and I get the politics. Like, the NFL and their politics are far, I guess you could say, is worse than the NBA. But their politics in the NFL is like, come on, bro. Like they kept T.O. out of the Hall of Fame because of some politics, I don't agree with their voting way, with how they vote and everything. I think they think too much about the situations behind it. And really, you just got to look at, you feel me? Like, if someone is really that good, they deserve to be in there. Simple as that. Simple as that. Simple as that. Kind of saw those same thoughts when people brought up Russ's MVP. Russ's MVP. Talking about Russell Westbrook? You talking about Russell Westbrook? Now, Russ averaged a triple-double, dog. He deserved that. I'm not going to lie. Having 30 points on a triple-double, I'm giving you an MVP. I'm not going to lie. Like Jokic, dog, bro, you giving 30 on a triple-double, MVP, bro. You got it. You got it. You got the MVP, bro. I'm straight. You feel me? I'm straight with that. You got it, bro. Because that's just insane. This is what I want to talk about. Because I want to touch on really everything that's been happening in the NFL in the last few weeks. And, I'm going to clip it up and make videos on it too. But, dog, like, it's been so much bullcrap. One, I got to talk about the Eagles because the Eagles have an issue right now. The Eagles have an issue because they're showing dysfunction in the organization that coaches don't even want to be a part of, right? Brian Dable not going to the Eagles, I'm cool with, right? Because he probably wanted a head coaching job. Mike McDaniel not wanting to come to the Eagles, like, that hurt me. Mike McDaniel, I still believe, is a great offensive mind. Him not wanting to come to the Eagles, you have to sit here and beg the question, why? Some people say it's because of Jalen Hurts. I'm leaning more towards he doesn't like nor want the dysfunction of the Eagles right now. Players going against coaches not having the players in line. Because remember, Mike McDaniel just came from that. He just came from nonsense like that on the Dolphins with Tyreek Hill and Tua. You think Mike McDaniel want to deal with that? You think he want to deal with that again in back-to-back seasons? No. So people drawing the line immediately to, oh yeah, Mike McDaniel just doesn't want to coach Jalen Hurts. You got to be more honest, intellectually honest. Look at what he had on the Dolphins. He had dysfunction on the Dolphins. He had players going up against coaches on the Dolphins. You really think he wants to go through that again on the Eagles? You really think that? No, he don't. So he's going to the Chargers. Honestly, it's more, if we're going to be honest, this is more of an indictment on Nick Sirianni. Mike McDaniel knows Jim Harbaugh and how Jim Harbaugh knows how to get everybody in line. I believe that Mike McDaniel is looking at Nick Sirianni like, I don't think you can get everybody in line. So why would he even want to be a part of that? Right? So that's the reason that people aren't talking about. They're just automatically going to, yeah, Jalen Hurts, you feel me? He's limited. So Mike McDaniel's not going to have the freedom that he can usually have with quarterbacks. So he doesn't want to be there. That's the dumbest thing to say to me because he literally just got done coaching Tua. Tua is a very limited quarterback. Tua has a noodle arm, dog. Like, he's always had that. And then Tua also would, he's concussed, like, permanently, So he's concussed. He doesn't have a strong arm. His playbook was also limited with Tua. So even if we're going to go off of, he wants to have as much freedom with the quarterback, right? It just doesn't make sense because he already has had experience with handling a quarterback like that before. So if he has already had experience with handling quarterback like that before, and he's able to rely on Tyreek Hill, A-Chain, Jalen Waddle, and being able to still be great, have a good offense despite that, what makes you think he's afraid of that on the Eagles? You got Saquon, A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, Jalen Hurts, and what was it? Devontae Smith. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. I don't think that's the main reason. Truly, I do not believe that's the main reason. I think a lot of people want to just sit here and criticize Jalen Hurts OD. It's a stupid reason to come up. Now, don't get this messed up. I think Jalen Hurts needs to get some criticism because I'm tired of people giving Jalen Hurts, because I'm an Eagles fan, right? I'm tired of them giving Jalen Hurts the cop-out of like the OC's ruining him, right? I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it because let me tell you this. When you're a great quarterback, when you're truly a great quarterback, I'm going to be honest, it doesn't matter what OC you have at times. You're able to find the plays and know how to make plays. You don't need to be spoon-fed all the time. Matthew Stafford was on the Lions going through OC to OC to OC. Guess what? He was still a hooper regardless. Justin Herbert going through tons of different coaches. He's still a hooper. That's what he does. Lamar Jackson goes from Greg Roman, Todd Monken. He's hooping regardless. Josh Allen, even though he had Sean McDermott for all those years, all OCs, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, dog. Tom Brady, when you're a great quarterback, when you're a quarterback that's really like a top 5 level, it doesn't matter what OC you have. When you have the talent, like an A.J. Brown, like a Devontae Smith, like a Saquon, like a Dallas Goedert, even with that egregious play calling, because I'm not going to lie, some of their play calling is still pretty egregious, you're still able to make plays even with that. There's been plenty of times when they lost against the Niners. I'm not going to lie. Jalen Hurts could have made a better play. He could have made a better read. So he got scared in the pocket and went to running. He looks at his first and second read, and that's it. Now, the play designs are basic. I'm not going to sit here and argue against that. But he goes to his first and second reads, and he panics right after that. He's a first and second read merchant. That's all he relies on. He's not scanning the field, breaking down the field, or nothing like that. He's not doing that. Now, if you're going to sit here and call top 5 because you won a Super Bowl, there's certain expectations you have. And he doesn't know how to make plays. He don't know how to make plays. He's not a playmaker like that. He's not. He doesn't know how to make something out of nothing. That's just not who he is. Carson Wentz was better at making something out of nothing than Jalen Hurts. Jalen is not that type of quarterback. And it's fine. But don't call this man top 5 because he won a ring when he didn't even throw for 3,000 yards. Like, why are you calling Jalen Hurts top 5 when he won a ring? But he didn't even throw over 3,000 yards. If anyone who didn't throw over 3,000 yards in the league we have today, we're not calling that person top 5. Ever. Ever. Why did Jalen Hurts get that tag? That makes no sense to me. Jalen has been limited for a while. He had that nice stint with Shane Steichen in 2022, where he was looking like a hooper. But guess what? He hasn't lived up to that ever since then. When Kellen Moore comes in, it was more focused on run designs and play designs and keeping the offense simple for a guy like Jalen Hurts to sit here and make things happen, right? But they didn't rely on his arm. They weren't relying on that. They were relying on Saquon. The reason we won last year was honestly because of Saquon Barkley. If we don't have Saquon Barkley last year, we're not winning. Simple as that. Saquon was the engine of that team, not Jalen Hurts. It was Saquon Barkley. So if Jalen's not even the engine of that team, why are we calling this man top 5? When this man don't know how to go through his third or fourth reads. This man just runs out Jalen would literally run out of a clean pocket. He'll run out of a completely clean pocket for no reason other than the first and second read wasn't there. It's annoying. I hate watching it. So, yeah, Jalen definitely needs criticism without a doubt. Now, I think a lot of the criticism is overplayed, but there's definitely some truth to that criticism. And now let me get to Josh Allen. Because Josh Allen, this whole Josh Allen Lamar thing is so annoying because it's like people need to start being consistent, dog. They need to. Hello, Dev. How are you? Good to see you, man. People need to start being consistent with Josh Allen and Lamar because Josh Allen does not get the same criticism that Lamar Jackson has. People have given him the cop-out time and time again. Oh, he's just losing to Mahomes. He's just losing to Mahomes. He's still that guy, one of the best quarterbacks we've ever seen in our lives and everything. They say all of this, right? But then they still be the main ones to crap on Lamar, crap on what he's done in his career, Even though that Lamar's more accomplished than Josh Allen, they say Lamar's not that good. He's just a runner too much. He can't seal the deal. He can't get the job done. But then for Josh Allen, he gets tons of leeway. I'm not gonna lie. To me, when it comes to like, we're gonna sit here and talk about racism and everything. You're definitely not helping your case when you're sitting here and then treating Josh Allen different than Lamar Jackson. If I'm gonna be honest, really not. You're really not helping your case when you treat them too differently, because the same stuff you could get on Lamar for are the same exact things you could get on Josh Allen for. But what do people say? You got to change the rules. Like, they changed the rules for overtime for the Bills to start winning. And guess what? Just for them not to win in overtime. Bro, you know how embarrassing that is? You complain so much about a rule in overtime just for you not to win it, just for you not to be able to win in overtime. That's crazy. You feel me? Crazy. Now, Dev, I'm with you, right? It's crazy. I rock with Josh, but his PR team is insane. They don't blame him whenever he has issues, right? I agree. Like, I love watching Josh Allen. Like, Josh Allen is like an amazing player to me. But dog, the PR for Josh Allen is insane, bro. They give him, I've seen somebody say, I said, yeah, it was Dan Orlovsky. Yeah, Josh Allen fumbled the ball, but the lineman should have picked it up. Dog, shut up. What are you talking about? Why are you running so crazy with your hand out like that when the defender's coming over you? You're about to get a first down, tuck it in, and get in there. You're going to sit here talking about the lineman not picking up the ball? Are you kidding me? But when Lamar Jackson has Zay Flowers dropping balls in the end zone, when he has Mark Andrews dropping balls, what do they say? Oh, the ball placement should have been better. What are we doing? What are we doing? Are you serious? I watched Lamar Jackson. He had a bad first half against, who was it? The Chiefs? No, the Bills. But in that second half, that man played almost perfect football. But what did they say? They always held the first half against him. And then they say he should have put the ball better for Mark Andrews. Bro, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. That's just wild. That's wild to me. There's no way you can sit here and do that and not see how hypocritical you're being. Like, the Ravens were so desperate. The Ravens were so desperate against the Bills last year. What did they do? I seen them put Isaiah Likely on go routes at the X because their receivers were hurt. So they had to rely on Isaiah Likely to run fade and go routes lined up at the X, not at the goal line. This is at the 50-yard line or their own 40. That's who they're using as a deep threat. You know how desperate you are as a team? I can't look at a quarterback or even team losing like, man, you should have won that. Dog, you know how desperate you are as a team? And Lamar was still making that work. That's crazy. He was still making it happen. But he gets no credit for it. No credit at all. But Josh Allen folding time and time again. Folding, losing time and time again. Costly turnovers time and time again. He gets grace. We're not being consistent here, dog. We're not. Now, I can understand why both of them lost, right? And even both of their failures. But we got to treat people the same, man. It doesn't help the racism case. I'm just gonna be honest. It just doesn't help y'all. Y'all kind of look sick. I'm not gonna lie. You look kind of wild. Just gonna be honest. It be like that pod. Listen, we could talk about it one day. It'd be like that pod. I'm actually gonna look you up. Actually, let me look you up. We could talk about it one day, without a doubt. I'm down to talk about it. I'll talk about it with anyone. But it's like, bro, and when I'm saying folding time and time again, I'm more so talking about we all know what people do. They look at the results and they looked the fact that they're losing time and time again, and then it was like he folding time again. I'm about to subscribe to you, sir. I'm gonna subscribe to you. And then we could definitely plan this. We could definitely plan this because I have things to do today. But yeah, I'll plan this out with you. I just subscribed to you, so I'll definitely reach out to you. But that's all I'm saying. The consistency is not there. Now, if we want to talk about it, we can make the time to talk about it. But dog, like this is just how I'm feeling. You feel me? What was I gonna say? Oh, last thing I want to say is like CJ Stroud. So like with CJ Stroud is weird. CJ Stroud is like he had that great rookie year and has not come close to that. But again, it's like he had 9 turnovers in the postseason, which is actually like wild. And CJ was really like, even in his first year, it was prided on him taking care of the ball. But man, when that pressure gets to him, the line has been deteriorating, right? The line hasn't been what it's been. It's been getting worse. So like he's a pocket passer. If you guys don't know, like CJ is a pocket passer. So now with that line getting worse, when that pressure's coming, he doesn't know how to handle it. He doesn't know how to handle that issue. But I'm going to give CJ some grace as well because, bro, who's he throwing to? He's going to Christian Kirk. There's no Tank Dell. There's no Nico Collins. And, bro, they're running with Woody Marks. Woody Marks is not it. Woody Marks is barely being able to run the ball. Barely in that last postseason game. Barely. What do you want the guy to do? Now, I do think he was doing way too much and trying to make plays where he didn't need to. It's kind of like how I get on Caleb Williams because Caleb, you get me tight. So CJ's trying to force the action, force the ball, and trying to make something happen when he doesn't need to. And, he needs criticism and blame for that. You feel me? But it's only his third year. He's making mistakes. People call him a bust, call him washed, call him this, and that. Dog, it's his third year. He had pretty bad, like, back-to-back seasons, but he's a young player who can always turn it around. We're not going to act as if his wide receiver room has been getting hit with injuries left and right, and they've done nothing to make it up in the run game at all. So I still believe that CJ is going to be a good quarterback in the league, but he just had a rough couple of years, right? It's almost similar like Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence had a nice little breakout year. Then he kind of fell off a little bit. Now it seems like with Brian, what's the guy named? Brian Cohen. Seems like as if he's coming back into his own. So we'll see what happens with that. But we gotta start giving these quarterbacks time. Like I feel like people don't allow, especially young quarterbacks, young players, time to make mistakes. Listen, y'all ain't perfect. I'm not perfect. Y'all not perfect. We need to give people time to make mistakes because we would never want anyone to look at us like you're not doing this, you're not doing that, and constantly like getting on you for failures, right? You would like that grace. You would love that grace. And hopefully through that criticism, you can better yourself through that. But it takes time. We got to start giving these young players some time and not know 1 or 2 years. Like sometimes it can take 3 to 4 years. Give them time to sit here and progress, to find out and make mistakes. Making mistakes to me is like one of the best ways to learn. Like I like making mistakes at times. I like it, but then I don't like it because I don't like the criticism that comes with it. But whenever the mistakes happen, I need to learn from it. You feel me? We got to give these young guys time to make mistakes. So getting on CJ, like how everyone's been doing, cool off, dog. Cool off. Relax. Give us some time. Give him some time, bro. Give him some time. He needs that. So listen, that's all I got for today. Salute for y'all, man. Like, subscribe. And man, we'll see y'all with another one, man. We're talking about some basketball. We're going to get into a lot of stuff. We're going to get into a lot of stuff, bro. So y'all be easy, bro. Salute.